The end is near, or at least the Endgame is near. This Friday, what appears to be the final Avengers movie rolls into theaters. Who lives? Who dies? Hey there. This is the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rollins. It only seemed fitting to send off the MCU incarnation of the Avengers with an episode dedicated to Earth's mightiest heroes. If you're new here, welcome. Every week I present 3 rounds of 10 questions, each round getting harder than the last. If you or your friends want some rules to score the game, head over to our website, dorkygeekynerdy.com/rules. Okay, enough exposition. Grab your shield, fill up your quiver, and make sure your arc reactor is at full power. It's time to assemble this week's questions. The Dorky Round. Number 1. In what year did the Avengers first appear? (1963). Number 2. The Avengers were modeled after what DC Comics team? The Justice League. Number 3. What original Avengers were not part of the team when they assembled in the 2012 movie? Ant-Man and Wasp. Number 4. What crossover event, starting in 2006, asked readers, "Whose side are you on?" Civil War. Number 5. What Wakandan royalty joined the Avengers in 1968? Black Panther. Number 6. Since 2008, which Avenger has appeared in the most movies? As of Endgame, Iron Man will have appeared in 10 of the movies. Number 7. What Avenger uses the Book of Vishanti, the Cloak of Levitation, and the Eye of Agamotto? Doctor Strange. Number 8. What aquatic prince joined the Avengers in 1985? Namor, the Submariner. Number 9. Alternately known as the Mad Titan, which villain is one of the Avengers' most dangerous foes? Thanos. Number 10. What 2 people are credited with creating the Avengers? Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. The Geeky Round. Number 1. The West Coast Avengers were formed in what year? (1984). Number 2. What 2004 crossover event began Brian Michael Bendis' time with the Avengers? Avengers Disassembled. Number 3. In the comics, who is the first villain that the Avengers faced off against? Just like the movie, they have to defeat Loki. Number 4. When the West Coast Avengers were formed, who is in the Iron Man suit? James Rhodes, or Rhodey. Number 5. In addition to being an Avenger, who was also a member of the Fantastic Four, Heroes for Hire, the Defenders, and is Bruce Banner's cousin? She-Hulk, aka Jennifer Walters. Number 6. Although initially offered membership in 1967, what former villainess wouldn't become an Avenger until 1973? That would be Black Widow. Number 7. Though she made her cinematic debut as a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which heroine was an Avenger in 1975? Mantis. Number 8. In the Ultimate Marvel Universe, the Avengers are known as what? Fittingly enough, they're called the Ultimates. Number 9. Contrary to what we see in the movies, who originally created Ultron? Hank Pym. Number 10. What iconic member of the Fantastic Four was briefly a member of the West Coast Avengers in 1986? Thing. Okay, let's take a quick break for the book of the week. This week we're recommending The Avengers, The Ultimate Guide. 216 illustrated pages to help fill in the gaps of your Avengers knowledge. It covers all the major events and characters. With a convoluted history, the Avengers can be a tricky group to keep track of. The artwork is great and can be a great resource for trivia night or getting the young ones in your house interested in comics. You can find a link to this book and previous books of the week at dorkygeekynerdy.com/book. When you do, you help the podcast from succumbing to the Chitauri invaders. All right, back to the show. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. Going as the Iron Patriot, who created the group known as the Dark Avengers? Norman Osborn. Number 2. Staying with the Dark Avengers, Osborn reforms S.H.I.E.L.D. into what agency? Hammer. Number 3. What Avenger becomes the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. following the events in Civil War? Tony Stark. Number 4. Following his apparent death in 2007, who takes on the mantle of Captain America? Bucky Barnes. Number 5. In the Avengers vs. X-Men event, which Avenger is captured by Cable? Falcon. Number 6. When pretending to be human, Vision goes by what alias? Victor Shade. Number 7. What X-Men character was also a member of the Secret Avengers? Beast. Number 8. What Avenger fought using the ebony blade and rode a flying horse named Aragorn? That would be the Black Knight. Number 9. Eros of Titan shares his superhero name with what Nintendo game? Star Fox. Number 10. What ancient Greek and Roman hero became an Avenger in 1967? The mighty Hercules. And that's it for this week's episode. I'm equally excited and nervous to see how Endgame shakes out. I don't know about you, but I've grown attached to the characters over the last 11 years. But it's time to move on. Speaking of moving on, here's your clue for the next week's episode. At the 50th Academy Awards, what film won 6 Oscars and a Special Achievement Award for Ben Burt? It will be our 10th episode, so I had to do something special. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can find links at Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy.com. Please share us with your friends and drop us a 5-star review on iTunes or Stitcher. This podcast is hosted and copyrighted by me, Brian Rollins. Keep fighting the good fight, true believer, and thanks for listening. Tis the season to be podcasting. Stay inside with a warm beverage and a hot microphone. If you're interested, Spotify can help you out. They've got a platform that lets you make one, distribute it, and earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So you've already got the equipment necessary to start recording today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple, Google, and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&A and polls are an excellent way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Best of all, it's completely free. I switched Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy over to Spotify for Podcasters, and I haven't regretted it. The analytics are fantastic, and the new tools for hosting and updating the feed are way more than I could do self-hosting. Now, it's your turn. Head to podcasters.spotify.com and read all about it. Then, Let me know what you're podcasting all about. When a U.S. expedition is attacked, 3 survivors, a professor, her student, and a soldier are saved by a mysterious vessel, the Nomtsev. The enigmatic Captain Nikto elects to keep the captives aboard, requiring each of their skills for his daring pursuits. But as evidence of a rogue submarine alerts the world's navies, the captives must work together to avoid annihilation. 20,000 Kilos Under the Sea is a fast-paced adventure thriller that's described as the classic Disney adventure meets The Hunt for Red October. 20,000 Kilos Under the Sea, a modern retelling of the Jules Verne classic, written by Richard Wycliffe and narrated by Brian Rollins. Available right now on Audible or iTunes. Discover adventure and madness beneath the waves.